NBA reporter Dave McMenamin, who is covering the Suns for us. Dave, we mentioned earlier Dario Saric out indefinitely with the torn ACL. How will the Suns now adjust with that loss?
Well, Ashley, Monty Williams says there's three guys they'll lean on in this situation. You have Frank Kaminsky, who is also a center and has some playmaking ability. And obviously, he's someone that got a little bit of run in Game 1 of the Finals. You have Torrey Craig, who isn't traditionally a center. He's more of a 3, if not a 4. But he got 16 minutes in Game 1 and put up 2 points, 3 rebounds, but kept them playing up and down that small ball style. And then you have Abdel Nader, who had an injury of his own that kept him out from March until the conference finals. So he's just getting his legs underneath him. Monty Williams said some mix and match of those three guys is the direction they'll go in, but the challenge is trying to get them up to speed playing a position they're not used to.
Yes, certainly. We saw Frank Kaminsky get a lot of reps and time in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, so they're kind of used to this. But the Suns have had 6 players score in double figures last night. What about this depth is going to help them now moving on after that Game 1 win, now in Game 2 and the rest of the series?
Certainly, Ashley, the depth of this team reminds Devin Booker of his college days with the University of Kentucky. A team that was so stacked with, obviously, Karl Anthony Towns as one of his teammates, that Booker never scored 20 points in a single game in the NCAAs. And obviously, he said part of that was knowing my role and knowing what the team needed of me. I was getting limited shot attempts. He only attempted 10 shots or more 4 times as a collegiate athlete. He said he only ran pick and roll 4 times total in his time with the Wildcats, but he said he can carry that over to this team because everyone knows that they're sacrificing for the guy next to them. If you are missing out on a personal opportunity, that means someone else is getting an opportunity, and overall, it's better for the team.
Certainly. Everyone's stepping up when needed. Did you happen to see Devin Booker's outfit yesterday before Game 1 and use that as inspiration when you got dressed this morning?
I caught it. His was a little more casual. I mean, mine's a little more casual. I'm going polo. He had the full button down. But, you know, I mean, this is how we do out in Phoenix. If it's hot, just bring more heat with the heat.
I like it. Dave McMenamin, you've turned so LA on us. I love it. A great job covering the Suns in the playoffs. Thanks so much.
Did he just drop a polo flex?
Hey.
Oh, this is just polo.
Not
Ralph
a big deal.
Lauren. So let's talk about the big guys last night. Deandre Ayton and Greek Freak showed out in their respective NBA final debuts. The pair became just the 5th and 6th players since the merger to post at least 20 points and 15 boards in their first NBA Finals game. You'd have to go all the way back over 20 years to find the last time someone did that, and that was Hall of Famer Tim Duncan in 1999. Great last name. Just got to say, SportsCenter on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage, and NBA champion Kendrick Perkins is joining us now live from Phoenix. In an incredible backdrop, might I add. Perk, all right, so we saw Giannis, right? Minutes restriction, 35 minutes, 20 points. What was your assessment of how he looked last night?
Well, first of all, it's not a backdrop. I'm actually outside and it's hot. I'm about to start sweating like an uncle in church, okay? That's the first thing. All right, second of all, let's talk about Giannis Antetokounmpo, all right? This guy is not normal. He's a freak of nature. Shout out to the medical staff and training staff of the Milwaukee Bucks. He did not skip a beat. He looked great last night, getting up off the floor, sprinting up and down the floor. His lateral movement was impressive. We look at this chase down block that we're witnessing right now. Look, some guys just have it genetically. If it was me that had that type of injury, I'd be out for a month. It's just a different type of energy and different type of genetics that's running through Giannis's bloodstream.
Yeah, short of the minutes restriction and then a couple of times him grimacing, you really wouldn't know that he had an injury last week that looked like it would end his season. On the other side, what impressed you most about the Suns last night?
Well, you know what? I want to say it was Deandre Ayton. I mean, look, he is the second coming of David Robinson. I know people be saying Perk say a lot of crazy things, but this is facts. One thing about this guy, he controls both ends of the floor, and he's going to be the X factor in this series. Here's a guy that is a live threat at the basket. He has great touch around the basket. Another thing is that he's able to post up the smaller guys and finish. And the most impressive thing about him is his rebounding. He had 19 boards last night. He don't get enough credit the way that he's able to cover the floor. He's just not standing in one spot. The way that he's able to cover the perimeter and grab those boards, he's a force to be reckoned with.
I love that. The Admiral, that sort of tracks, right? I believe that David Robinson went to a Spurs team that was abysmal, and they had a 35-game turnaround in just a couple of seasons, although it did take him a decade to get his championship. I think Deandre Ayton is hoping that year 3 is the magic number. Kendrick Perkins joining us here in front of wherever he is, parts unknown, looking incredible. Next time, just do it from the shallow end of the pool because we only see you waist up. I'm just saying, pro tip. Kendrick Perkins joining us from Phoenix.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.